Normal. This is the default blend mode. The top layer completely covers the layers beneath it without any blending. Darken. Compares each pixel of the top and bottom layers and retains the darker pixel. Multiply. Multiplies the color values of the top and bottom layers, resulting in a darker image. Whiten the top layer leaves the bottom layer unchanged. Color burn. Darkens the bottom layer based on the color of the top layer, increasing the contrast. Whiten the top layer leaves the bottom layer unchanged. Linear burn. Decreases the brightness of the bottom layer based on the color of the top layer, resulting in darker colors then multiply. Whiten the top layer leaves the bottom layer unchanged. Darker color. Compares the composite colors of the top and bottom layers and retains the darker color. Now onto the lighten modes. Lighten. Compares each pixel of the top and bottom layer and retains the lighter pixel. Screen. Multiplies the inverse color values of the top and bottom layers, resulting in a lighter image. Blacken the top layer leaves the bottom layer unchanged. Color dodge. Brightens the bottom layer based on the color of the top layer, increasing the contrast. Blacken the top layer leaves the bottom layer unchanged. Linear dodge add. Increases the brightness of the bottom layer based on the color of the top layer, resulting in brighter colors than screen. Blacken the top layer leaves the bottom layer unchanged. Lighter color. Compares the composite colors of the top and bottom layers and retains the lighter color. Now onto the contrast modes. These ones increase the contrast by affecting both the lighter and darker pixels. Overlay. Combines multiply and screen blend modes. Dark areas become darker and light areas become lighter. Neutral gray 50% in the top layer leaves the bottom layer unchanged. Soft light. Softly blends the top and bottom layers, similar to overlay but with a gentler effect. Lightens or darkens depending on the top layer. Hard light. Combines multiply and screen blend modes. Similar to overlay but uses the top layer as the basis. The effect is harsher than overlay. Vivid light. Combines color dodge and color burn. Light areas are brightened and dark areas are darkened. Midtones are less affected. Linear light. Combines linear dodge add and linear burn. Adjusts the brightness based on the top layer. Midtones are affected. Pin light. Combines darken and lighten. It replaces the colors depending on the top layer's brightness. Adds the color values of the top and bottom layers and reduces the result to the nearest primary color. Red, green, blue, cyan, magenta, yellow, white or black, creating a posterized effect. Now onto the inversion modes. These ones invert the colors to create unique effects. Difference. Subtracts the color values of the top layer from the bottom layer or vice versa, depending on which is brighter. White inverts the color of the bottom layer and black leaves it unchanged. Exclusion. Similar to difference but with lower contrast. Black leaves the bottom layer unchanged and white inverts it. Subtract. Subtracts the color values of the top layer from the bottom layer, resulting in darker colors. Clipping occurs at 0, which is black. Divide. Divides the color values of the bottom layer by the top layer, resulting in lighter colors. Clipping occurs at 255, which is white. Component modes. These modes affect specific color channels or properties. Hue. Applies the hue of the top layer to the bottom layer, while retaining the bottom layer's luminosity and saturation. Saturation. Applies the saturation of the top layer to the bottom layer, while retaining the bottom layer's hue and luminosity. Color. Applies the hue and saturation of the top layer to the bottom layer, while retaining the bottom layer's luminosity. Luminosity. Applies the luminosity, which is the brightness of the top layer, to the bottom layer, while retaining the bottom layer's hue and saturation.